Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steff. I would love to have you become part of our makeup family, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today I'm going to be trying out the new Huda Beauty Color Block Obsessions. I think that's Color Block Obsessions? Yeah, Color Block Obsessions eyeshadow palette. We have an orange and a purple and a blue and a green. I think I'm already going to be a fan of the blue and the green just because I love green eyeshadow. These each retail for $29. I bought mine from the Sephora website, but I think these are pretty much available wherever Huda Beauty is sold. Now, what's special about these eyeshadow palettes and what's different about them than the other Obsessions palette is that they're each going to contain one cake liner. This is a water activated shade. All you have to do is spray your brush either with some water or setting spray. Make sure it's really damp, and then you dip in here, and that is going to be an eyeliner. So we're going to try that out. You do get a nice mixture of matte and shimmer shades. You have this one right here that is a dual shimmer shade, so two different shades in one pan, but I do like that she's giving us quite a few mattes to play around with. I'm going to be really excited to try the cake liner. I have already swatched these palettes, and I mean, so far so good. I will say that this palette, the purple and orange, kind of swatched the weakest. Some of the purple shades, they didn't swatch that great, in particular this one right here, but the cake liner in this shade is going to be this one. And you can also see that this one does have a dual shimmer pan in it. I think we get more shimmer shades in this palette than this palette. Yeah, there they are side by side. So I'm going to be doing a look with each palette. Originally, the plan was to do 2 looks with this one and 2 looks with this one, but these actually arrived late. My order got canceled from Sephora, and so by the time I saw that and reordered, these got to me later than expected. So unfortunately, I'm just going to be doing 1 look with each, and the reason for that is because I am testing out the new Waye Goss complexion products. And this is day 1. I cannot disturb the foundation by removing an eye look and putting it back on. I don't want to try any of that. So 1 look with each, guys. I think we can pretty much tell how the palettes are going to perform. I'm going to try and use as many shades as I can, and whether or not these are worth your 29 bucks or not. At the end of the video, of course, I'll come on. I'll give you my final thoughts. And of course, I will give you guys some alternatives in case these are not going to be in your buying plans. Don't worry, I got you guys covered. If y'all want to see the new Huda Beauty Color Block Obsessions palettes in action, keep on watching. And guys, of course, I will have all the makeup that I'm using, both on and off camera, linked in the description box of today's video. Some of those things might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I do have mascara on already, and I used, of course, the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. This is a dual-ended mascara, and I only used the curl side, the curl and length side. I have already primed my eyelids using the newly reformulated Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. We gotta start with the blue and green first, just because I'm a fan of these colors, first and foremost. So, let's see. I think I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and then maybe build into this shade. So let's do that first. So I'm going to apply this all over the crease. So I'm taking the shade on a BK Beauty A501. Wow, okay. So if a shadow doesn't swatch that great on my arm, I don't necessarily count it out. I really got to see how they go on the lid. That is the true test. That is a beautiful shade. So you see, I just kind of stamped it on, kind of just packed it on. Now I'm just lightly blending the edges. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm using a Rephr 14. Well, I think these shades are blending really nicely with one another. What do you guys think? Ooh, I like that. Caribbean Sea colors, swimming pool colors. I am just ready. I'm actually going to the beach this weekend, so I'm very excited. And this is the perfect palette to get me in the beach mood. All right, now on that same Rephr 14, I'm gonna go in with this shade, this purple shade. I'm gonna apply that right in here. Oh yeah, those are nice. I'm gonna go back in with the blue shade. All right, now I'm gonna do, let's see. I'm gonna do this lighter shade on the lid. Taking that shade on a damp Morphe M124. Okay, I do want to try the cake liner. I want to see how it's going to go over these shadows. And it is this one right here. I'm not too crazy about the shade. It would have been nice if like this shade or this shade was the shade of the cake liner. I don't know. I think that's kind of like an odd shade to make an eyeliner with this particular palette. So I'm going to be using this teeny tiny BK Beauty 208 brush. This is the brush that I use to swatch the cake liner. So I'm going to spray it just with some setting spray. And then I dip my brush in here in the pan. Some product there. Like, I don't even know if this is going to show up. I think I need to wet the brush a little bit more. Yeah, it's there. I think I need to, I don't think I wet the brush enough. There we go. That's showing up a little bit better. I do like working with cake liners. Like, they can actually be really fun and really pretty and super pigmented, and I do find them easy to work with, to be honest. Like, I like using this little brush and stuff, especially like to do this wing. It's just so easy. A little more forgiving than like a liquid eyeliner. So I do like this idea. I do like the concept of it. All right, so I like the way that looks, and it did show up. It did show up on top of these deeper shadows out here, and I was afraid it wasn't. I mean, it's not super bold or anything, but you know, it's just a nice contrast. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this green shade. I'm gonna take that shade on a BK Beauty 204. I really love this Huda mascara. Like, it's worked out so well for me. And most of the times I use both sides of the mascara, but I don't know, for today, I went in with the curl side first, and I usually go in with the volume side first. And I really like the way my lashes look, so I thought, let me just stop here. I like the way they look. I don't want to mess them up anymore. Just leave it alone, and I think they look really nice. I would have liked this green to be a little more neon. It may still look pretty green, but just kind of wanted something brighter. Now on a Rephr 03, I'm going to go in with this shade. That's pretty. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shade. I mean, you could very well leave it as a matte inner corner, but you know, I'm wanting to try, actually let me spray the brush. I'm wanting to try as many shades as I can. So that's why I'm adding it. But you don't need to do that. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that yellow shade. Okay, so the only shade that I didn't use is this shimmer shade right there. I've used everything else. So let me add something in the waterline, and then this is gonna be the completed look. So I'm just gonna add a white eyeliner from ColourPop in the waterline. Now you could easily do green. You could do a nice blue. I just think white is gonna be a nice contrast. All right, guys, so here's the completed look. I like it. I like the way all of these shadows performed. I think they blended really nicely with one another. And I do like the concept of the cake liner. I'm just not crazy about the shade of the cake liner. Like I said, I wish it was one of these deeper shades, but I like the look. I like the look I was able to achieve. The shadows performed well. We're off to a great start. Now let's move on to the purple and orange palette. Okay, so I think with this palette, I'm gonna start with this shade and work my way into this shade. I wanna just keep it kind of orange up here on the lid. That way the purple liner will really pop. So let me go in with this shade all over the crease. And I'm using a BK Beauty 202. Well, this is a very pigmented, buildable shade. It's definitely building up to deeper than what it is in the pan. I mean, it's not even deep in the pan. This is one of the lightest shades, but look at that. That's building up pretty well. Now I'm going to be going into this shade right here. This is a Refer 14. I'm going to focus that just out here. That's a nice orange. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Now on a Refer 13, I'm gonna go in with this shade. I'm gonna focus that right in here. Nice, nice blend. Now I'm gonna go in with the orange shimmer shade, taking that shade on a damp Morphe M124. They feel fallout. Thank goodness this is the eye that I set with this foundation review that I'm doing, because I'm also trying out his new powder, the new Goss powder. Okay, now I'm gonna be going in with the cake liner, same little BK 208 brush. Let me just get it wet. I also have this water spray. This one is from Bioderma. It's just water, and this one works just as well. So that looks cool. I like that. Again, I'm not crazy about the shades that that either two of them are. I just wish they were, I guess, a little bit darker, but I was able to deepen that up a bit. Now, I don't think my wings are even, but you know, it's two different looks, so they don't have to be. All right, I like that. That looks cool. All right, now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this shade. I'm taking that on a BK 204. Ooh, see, this shade should have been the cake liner. What do you guys think? This is a darker shade than what I thought. Now on a Refer 26, I'm gonna go into this light purple. Now I think for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this other shade. So that means these two shimmer shades I am not going to use. I'm using a damp Refer 03. Okay, so let's do something on the lower waterline. I'm gonna use this NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Periwinkle Pop. And all right, guys, here's the completed look with the orange and purple Block Obsessions palette. I like it. No issues. What I do want to do really quick is I want to swatch these cake liners. Oh, they do feel different. Yeah, it feels different. I don't know, maybe because the pan is still a little bit wet. But yeah, okay. I was going to say maybe you could use them as a shadow, but no. Yeah, even the blue feels tough. Like it needs Obviously it needs the water because that's what's gonna activate it, but yeah, no, don't use them as shadow. They are definitely water activated cake liners, exactly the way they say they are. So let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and give you guys my final thoughts on these new palettes from Huda Beauty. Alright guys, so the verdict on these palettes, I like them. I think they performed really great. And like I kept saying, I do like the idea of a cake liner in the palette. I was thinking that there was going to be more than one shade that was going to be a cake liner. I just don't necessarily love the shades they chose for the cake liners, but I think it's a really nice concept because I like using these types of liners. I think they're just easier to work with sometimes, and they're more forgiving if you make a mistake with them. And I think you have more control with, like, you know, a little brush than you do a liquid eyeliner pen or even just a traditional liquid eyeliner. I mean, I could never use a traditional liquid eyeliner to create a wing. Like, yeah, no, we definitely have one going down here, one going up here. It wouldn't look great, but all the shadows blended themselves out really well and they layered nicely with one another. I thought there was great pigmentation, a little bit hiccup in the pan, a little bit of fallout here and there just with the shimmer shades, but other than that, guys, I'm pretty impressed. I like the two looks I was able to achieve. Now, do I think they're worth your 29 bucks? Yeah, I do. I mean, it's the traditional price point for these types of Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes, and I do like the idea of having a cake liner in there. And if these color stories are appealing to you, then by all means, guys, I don't think you're gonna find any complications with these palettes. I think they're cute. The packaging right here feels like an eraser. It's like a rubber packaging, and I like it. I think they're nice palettes. I think they're really pretty color stories. Definitely different for Huda Beauty. We know Huda loves her neutral. She loves her pink neutral shades, but I'm very happy to see her stepping outside of the neutral block and giving us colorful makeup lovers some options. And I like them, guys. I liked the color stories of both of these eyeshadow palettes. Now, let me just go ahead and show you a few alternatives in case spending 60 bucks is not going to be in your budget. Alright guys, so the last Obsessions palette I bought from Huda was this one right here, the Wild Python palette. Now, this is going to give you some of the green tones, a little bit of kind of like peachy, orangey shades right there, a little bit of blue, pop of yellow over here. So if those other bolder colors aren't your thing, and maybe you don't really care for like all of the purples and stuff, then maybe you just want to pick up this Python palette because it's a nice mixture of both of these eyeshadow palettes, and this one retails for $29 as well. I also pulled out ColourPop Lush Life palette. This is a little bit more deeper toned, but as you can see, it's kind of a similar story of this one over here, the Wild Obsessions. But this is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. I think this is still in stock on the ColourPop website. So if you have this, you can kind of create similar looks, although again, you're not getting any of the purple shades, but it is a more affordable option. I pulled out the latest palette from Juvia's Place, which is the Culture palette. You can find this now at Ulta Beauty. This has definitely a little bit of everything, and this palette doesn't go incredibly deep. You do have a deep matte purple up here, and you have a deep matte green right here. Those are going to be the two deepest shades in the palette, but this palette performs so well. You can find it in store right now at Ulta Beauty, and you definitely have all of the shades that are in these two color block palettes. You have them over here in Juvia's Culture. And then I could not conclude this video without including the Norvina palettes. Now, I realize these palettes are going to retail for $60, but you might have these already. And so I think if you have, this is volume 6, the latest one. I especially think if you have this one, you don't need to pick up any one of these color block palettes from Huda Beauty. You definitely have some nice shades in here. You only have one row of shimmers, which I thought was interesting for the Norvina palettes. Usually you get a little bit more than that. Definitely a matte heavy palette. I brought out Norvina 2, which is going to be the blue and green palette. But hey, we got a pop of orange right there. Love this palette so much. I think this might be one of my favorites out of all the Norvina palettes. I do collect them just because I really do love the formula. And this is the OG, the original of these larger Norvina palettes. This is volume 1, where you definitely have all the purple shades and a few little orange red shades down at the bottom. So definitely if you have these palettes, you don't need these from Huda Beauty. And oftentimes you can find these older palettes like half off on the ABH website, sometimes at Ulta or Sephora. You just gotta check around and be on the lookout for that, but I highly recommend those Norvina palettes. But guys, if the color stories in these palettes appeal to you, I thought they both performed really well. I am gonna be anxious to use them again in the future, but hey, I got to use majority of the shades in both of these palettes. So really happy with the two looks I created, but now I want to hear from you guys. Which look was your favorite? Are you team blue-green? Are you team purple-orange? Or are you team none? Steff, I'm not buying either one of these palettes. Leave it all in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is y'all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Get my new tumbler from Walmart. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye.